Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Pults exclusive Marvel Legends Retro Iron Man. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, I would first of all like to say that this review right here is brought to you in part by my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below and give him a follow over on Instagram. Let him know Overlord sent ya. But with that being said, let's get Mr. Tony Stark out of the way here so we can take a quick look at the packaging here. If I can get him to stand. So, shipper box is basically a render. Hold on, let me bring the camera up here so you can see what I'm talking about here. But there you go. There's a picture of Iron Man on the retro card, which is kind of hilarious. A lot of people were nervous that there was no retro card in here. I can promise you there is. Looks like the front. The back is an exact replica of the retro card. And if we open it from the top here, we get, first of all, putting that back there, a little box for the proton cannon or plasma cannon if you're dirty. That said, 360 of that. Set that off to the side, and then take this glorious retro card out. And you know what we do with boxes around here. Sayonara. Here's the retro card. Of course, with the bubble cut from it. You got your Iron Man logo up there. Iron Man stuff up there. On the back. Pretty much the same as the shipper box. Just the Iron Man figure would have been sitting here. But that said, tossing that off to the side. Let us bring... I grabbed the wrong figure like a doofus. Let's bring Iron Man back in here. Pan the camera down. Adjust it accordingly. There we go. And let's talk about the accessories, because I've already kind of sort of reviewed this figure. Centering him here, if we can get him to stand. There we go. I reviewed this figure last year when he came out in the Ursa Major wave, so I will leave a link in the description below to that, where I will be a little bit more in depth because it's my first time messing with it. But this being the second time messing with it, pretty much know what we're getting into here, though there are some new things. We're going to talk about those. But first and foremost, he does come with some extra hands. He comes with two repulsor hands with the peg holes for repulsor blast that he unfortunately does not come with. So that kind of sucks. That's pretty much one of my two main gripes with this figure. He also comes with a couple of Kung Fu grip hands with the appropriate hinge, I might add. So that's cool. Comes with two of those. He comes with the head sculpt from the original Modular Armor Iron Man figure that this figure is based on. And I gotta tell you, as much as I love the animated look, I'm probably gonna have him rocking this look, because we'll talk about that in a minute. You can tell already, you probably got a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna talk about in a minute here. Then we also have this Michael Jackson head with a mustache. I'm kidding, of course. It's the Tony Stark head with the long hair. I feel like if you're going to put this on a suited body, it should be on something like Hammerhead or Happy Hogan, one of the bulkier ones. Because this Iron Man was pretty built, this Tony Stark, in this animated series. However, in the Spider-Man animated series, I don't believe he had the mullet yet. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he didn't have it yet. That said, we do get this effect piece for his chest. If I can remember how this plugs in. something like this. Yeah. Not sure what these thingies are for. These big, long, flat pieces. They don't wrap around him or anything and snap onto the back, I don't think. Although they look like they would. They look like bandolier pieces. But either way, his chest has been modified to compensate for this piece. So there you go. Fits in there nice and snug. Will pop out if you mess with it too much though. And then we also have this, I don't know, this big explosion that goes on his fist here. At least that's where I think it's supposed to go. Like this. It's pretty freaking wild. Yeah, he's just literally punching the snot out of something. I don't know, but that's pretty cool. And then we also get this big old honking proton cannon. Move him back so I don't knock him down. And this is a nice piece, man. I really dig this. If you're familiar with Marvel vs. Capcom, this is one of his iconic moves. He whips this thing out and blasts the crap out of you with it. It does come with a kickstand, so you can actually display him with it. And it doesn't like snap in, but it does plug in nice and secure. You can stand it up like this. And then it also comes with kind of a pathetic effect, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a blast that plugs into the end here. I can figure out where that is. Right there, maybe. Yeah. And I gotta say, shouldn't that be a lot bigger? I mean, this is a giant cannon. He's got this little pew coming out the end. I mean, I shoot more than that. Just kidding. But either way, pretty cool accessory. I think if you just have this next to him, that's good enough. It does have the handle there for the grip hand, but I feel like this stand is a little short, and it should be like half an inch to an inch taller. Because if I remember correctly in the game, he's kind of standing upright when he uses those things, even though they are very much exaggerated. That said, I wouldn't mind having two of those. Just display this guy with two of those big cannons next to him. That'd look pretty sick, not gonna lie. So, taking a closer look at the figure itself, he's got the super 90s McDonald's color palette going on here with the mustard yellow and ketchup red, and this giant noggin. Oh, how he has a giant noggin, which is unfortunate because the sculpt of this helmet is great. Looks just like the animated series, but it's too darn big. Why is it so big? It looks like he's wearing a helmet on top of his helmet. And it's comic books. It's not supposed to look like a helmet over a head sometimes. That said, as much as it pains me to do this, they did give us the alternate head here, which I will use with mine. Look at that. Look at how much better that is. Either way, as far as articulation goes, make this quick. He can look up, can look down. He can look side to side, but his neck rotates for the most part. All the heads on this guy are pretty tight. Actually, I've never tried this one, the Tony Stark head. That's a pretty snug fit, not gonna lie. There you go. I don't even think I had it on there all the way, but the helmeted head, the smaller one, is definitely the one I'm gonna use. Maybe I'll find a suit body to throw this on, but either way. Shoulders go out to the side. You're supposed to anyways. That far. Does this one go further? Actually, they go about a right angle to the body. I don't know why this one's... Oh, there we go. If you turn it sideways, it kind of frees things up a bit. But putting those back down. He's got a bicep swivel. It works pretty well on both sides. Double jointed elbow. He is pinless, by the way. It's pretty sweet. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. He's got an ab crunch. It goes forward 1 notch, back 1 notch, as well as a waist swivel. His hips can kick forward, back a little bit. Actually, they kick forward pretty far. They kick back. They kick back a little better than some. T-joint, so it goes out to the side as well. It's got a thigh cut, which is pretty stiff. It doesn't feel like anything's being pulled on when you move it. The cut joints on this guy are pretty solid. That said, this one moves a little better than this one, but I don't know. It doesn't feel fragile in any way. Like, I'm not worried about that shearing or anything like that. I think it's just that one area. The rest of it seems to be okay. Yeah, see, it's not, I'm pushing it and it's not flexing the peg on the inside. Like the Black Panther I looked at last week, he kind of did that. Does have a double knee that works pretty well. As well as a boot cut. Again, same thing, no real, I'm not worried about that tearing or anything. They pulled out all the stops with this Iron Man, to say the very least. He does have a hinge in the foot, which actually works this time around. Very surprised by that. His feet seem different. I don't think they're the same as the other one, but I could be wrong. They feel smaller, which is odd. And then he has a rocker with a peg hole at the bottom of the feet. So, pretty solid figure, man. I dig it. A little bummed the animated head is so big and looks goofy, but that's really my only other complaint with this figure, other than the fact that he doesn't have repulsor blasts. I really like this figure. I think it's cool. One of the best Legends of the year, and pretty much a perfect package other than those couple of things I mentioned. So, pinning the camera up here. With that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is our new Retro Series Iron Man alongside both Spider-Man and Venom as they appeared in the Spider-Man animated series. And for eagle-eyed viewers of the channel, you know that I took a look at that Spider-Man just yesterday. So if you haven't checked that out already, please do. Would really appreciate it if you did. And also for fans of the Spider-Man animated series, you guys know that these three teamed up to fight Dormammu and Carnage and I believe Baron Mordo, if I'm not mistaken. So very awesome lineup. I need to get me that Retro Series War Machine that's black and white to go along with these three. Only time will tell on that one, I guess. But for right now, I'm very happy with how these three look together. Really freaking cool, man. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legions for the Mandibulus. Limit Spawn, as usual, towers over everyone. So with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the animated style helmeted head being a little bit too big for this body, and the fact that we did not get any repulsor blasts for the repulsor blast hands, I think this is a pretty solid release from the Marvel Legends line. But is it enough for the price point? Well, that's gonna be entirely up to you, because I think you're getting quite a bit here. A lot of new, actually, considering the fact that this is a recycled figure after all. You do get the two new heads, albeit the one is a bit large. You get the retooled torso and the effect that plugs into it. You get the freaking proton cannon with a semi-lackluster blast effect. Again, I have not really played much Marvel vs. Capcom. In fact, I haven't played any at all. I've only seen gameplay, and I do believe it should be at least twice to 3 times the width as that, but please correct me in the comments if I am wrong on that one. But on top of that, we also get that psycho explodey punch effect. So we do get quite a bit of new stuff here, but it is a recycled mold. They did release this figure last year in the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave. However, I'm not entirely sure what that figure's going for on the secondary market nowadays, so if you can, I do believe this is still available, you might as well just pick this one up, because I'm sure they're getting close to the same, if not more, for that original release anyways. That said, I hate to repeat myself, but dang it, why is that animated series head so darn big? Is this a Funko Pop or what? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. And if you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when your plasma cannon don't shoot loads like this guy's. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.